Morning, everyone. How are yous? Wait for a few to get on. What is it? Thursday, 28th of September. Wait for a few to get on. Got a bit of an announcement to make, guys. Not a good one. And as I said, I'll just wait for a few to get on. This comes from my live feed last night, guys. I was talking about haven't heard from Kaz for a couple of weeks. And thought, maybe he's taking his daughter Aaliyah out on school holidays or for school holidays, whatever. Hey, Miles, how are you, mate? Nicole King. And Nicole, I don't know if you know or not, mate. Maybe Kaz has let you know. Last night I said, hope Kaz is all right, everyone. Haven't heard from him for a couple of weeks. And, maybe he's taking his daughter away for school holidays or whatever. And I missed a call from Kaz a couple of days ago. And I didn't get back to him. Anyway, I heard from Kaz this morning. I just want to give you an update. I hope Kaz doesn't mind me saying. Shane McQuaid, g'day, mate. How are you? Nicole. Anyway, yes. I won't stay on for long this morning, guys. This is just to make an announcement. Kaz is in hospital, everyone. For those who don't know, I don't want to go too far into Kaz's personal life, but he's got some internal problems, guys, bad ones. And he's traced it back to when he was in East Timor, picked up some sort of stomach bug and has been having big troubles ever since. And I mean big troubles, big internal problems with his bowels and all that type of stuff. Anyway, he rang me this morning and he sounded like death warmed up. He's in hospital at the moment in infectious disease part of the hospital, and I was a bit worried about him. He did not sound well at all, and on top of all these medical complications that he normally has, he's got some sort of infection inside, and it's like quadrupled the bloody problems that he has, and he's not well at all. So yeah, Nicole said he's very sick. I was worried about him when I was talking to him this morning, Nicole. I was very worried about him. He didn't sound well at all, and I said, mate, you hang in there and whatever. And I've never spoken to Kaz where he's been like that before. He's in hospital and not well. I'm worried about him. So the reason I want to do this is, if you can, get on Facebook, guys, In the Trenches with Kaz, or find him on social media somehow. Find him on YouTube, Instagram, whatever he's on, In the Trenches with Kaz, Dean Caswell. Just find him somewhere and send him a message of get better, please. I'm sure that'll make Kaz feel a bit better. And Kaz has got himself, and I think his family's from Newcastle. He's got his young daughter there in Sydney. Kaz doesn't have a partner and that guy. So let's get on and wish Kaz all the best. Send him a bloody get well message, please. If you're from the Buckaroony channel or In the Trenches with Kaz channel like Nicole is, bloody get on and wish him all the best, because he's not doing real well. He sounded very, very sick. He could hardly bloody talk when he was speaking to me this morning. So, Kaz, if you see this, mate, we're all thinking of you. Get better. Mate, you're a tough man. You'll get through it. And hopefully you're in good hands there at the hospital, whichever hospital you're in. And hopefully the doctors are taking care. As sick as he was, Kaz, this morning talking, he could hardly get a word out. He still managed to crack a funny one. And he said the nurses are looking after me. He said, I'm about to ask for my 5th sponge bath of the morning. So he's still got a bit of a sense of humour, which is good. If someone's still got a sense of humour, that's a good sign, I think. So, but Jesus, Nicole, I spoke to him this morning. He sounded very ill, and I was a bit worried about him. So, Jimbo saying all the best to Kaz. Absolutely. I've got 22 on. That's great. So, if you're not on this morning and you actually see the replay of this, guys, get on In the Trenches with Kaz on Facebook or Instagram, or look up Dean Caswell and you see Kaz's photo. Message him. Or get a message to him somehow, an email, inthetrenches@outlook.com, I think is his email address, inthetrenches@outlook.com. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is. Don't save. I'm back. In the trenches at outlook.com. So send Kaz an email, send him a message on Facebook, however you can, and wish him all the best, please. So, yeah, bloody, Kaz has got some shocking problems that Kaz said, I'm bloody positive I got this shit, all these things wrong with my insides when I was in East Timor. Guys, he got real sick over there with internal problems, and it's just got worse since he's been home. This is a long time ago. He's been struggling with whatever virus or tummy bug he picked up in East Timor back in 99, 2000, when he was over there, when it kicked off. And now he's got other complications too. He's got another bloody infection on top of the problems that he's got. And Kaz is pretty open about it, guys. He's always shitting blood and all that with all these internal problems he's got. It's bloody horrible. And he said, he's not going to go shopping some days. It's that bad. You can't trust yourself to go shopping in case he shits himself or whatever. It's just horrible having to live like that, isn't it? Poor bugger. And of course, DVA just went, not an army problem, mate, even though you got it when you're overseas on deployment. We don't want to know about it. Good old DVA. Well done. Andy. G'day, Andy. How are you? Over in the UK, Andy said, morning, Buck. Just finishing a night shift. Oh, the dreaded night shift, Andy. I'll tell you what, mate. I did 19 years of shift work, and I do not miss the night shifts, mate. They used to knock me around, especially when you're getting a bit older. Bloody night shifts. Gee whiz, it used to knock you around. And, you'd finish your last night shift, and it'd take you you'd have a few days off after your night shifts, and it'd take you a couple of days for your body to frigging recover from it, mate, and get back in the swing of things. It was shift work's hard on the body. You're trying to get your body clock right. When you're a day worker all the time or whatever, you get into a routine. When you're a shift worker, you're all over the shop, and it's hard on the body. I saw someone, they reckon shift workers, their life expectancy is lower than someone who works normal 9 to 5 job and that because of the stresses and all that on the body. I don't know if that's true or not, but only good thing, it's in a brewery in central London. Well, there's worse places you could be stuck, mate, for a night shift than in a brewery. A brewery in central London. Good stuff, Andy. JML91, I agree, I'm a baker, but I'm trying to get away. Sometimes my body feels there, but my head isn't it. Yeah. And bakers do permanent night shifts, I think, don't they? Like bakers are in all night so that when that bakery opens up in the morning, you get all your beautiful pies and sausage rolls and all. The bakers that's another tough gig. Bakers, bloody be prepared if you want to be an apprentice baker or whatever. Be prepared to do a lot of night work on that. That's another job that we don't give a lot of credit to. Speaking of which, I was thinking of doing on my live feeds, guys, doing a shout out to different people who do different jobs. And today I'll start it here. We'll give a shout out to all the bakers out there. What do you reckon for everything they do? Keeping us supplied with bloody pies, one of the most important jobs in the world, but one of those jobs that no one really thinks much about. You go into the bakery and see all the beautiful food in the bakeries, the scrolls and apple turnovers and all that. Just think the bakers have been there all night, bloody slaving in that kitchen to make all those beautiful foods and that for us, guys. So any bakers out there, thank you. Thanks for bloody doing what you do. And it's another one of those jobs no one really thinks much about. And it's not until you just said that. And I thought, bakers, they're always on night shift, those poor buggers. It's got to be tough on the body, tough on family life. You're sleeping when the rest of the family's up and about. It must be tough on the thing too. The Pump Koala's on. G'day, Toddy. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Toddy, I was just coming on to say, for those who have joined us, Kaz isn't well from In the Trenches with Kaz. He's in hospital. So, and I said last night, haven't heard from Kaz. Hope he's okay. Well, he's not. He's in hospital and he's very sick. So please send a message, bloody message to Kaz and say, get better, mate, from, let him know if you're from the Buck channel or the In the Trenches channel. Nicole, if you can try and get a message out somehow to all of Kaz's mob in the trenches with Kaz on Facebook or something like that, and let everyone know. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there wondering where the bloody hell Kaz has been, because it's been 2 weeks since he's been on, and there's a very good reason for it now. So I found out this morning when Kaz rang me, and as soon as he said, "Hey, Buck," and I said, "Kaz, you all right, mate?" Like he just sounded bad. He didn't sound good at all. So, yeah, hang in there, Kaz. You'll get better, mate. You're in good hands, I'm sure, and you're a tough guy, so you'll bounce back. And I'm sure Kaz has been through a lot of other things, but when you end up in a infectious disease ward in hospital because you got some exotic bloody infection inside you and that, and it's already on top of complications you've already got, it's like a double whammy. So, yeah, we're all thinking of you, mate. The thanks, mate. The remuneration isn't good enough for what you have to sacrifice. Doing it with 2 young kids is hard work. Exactly as I said, mate. Bloody being a baker and all that. I met a lot of guys in the prisons when I was there. They used to do permanent night shift. They used to just do night shifts all the time, and I don't know if they just never got to see their family. Sometimes night shift suits someone's lifestyle. They used to go, "Oh yeah, I'll get home and I'll take the kids to school, go home, have a sleep, and then I'll wake up to pick the kids up from school." So sometimes it can work in with your family life, but geez, it's got to be hard, hasn't it? When especially on the weekends and the kids are running around having a good time, they want to go somewhere, and you've had a night shift and you got to bloody sleep for 6 or 7 hours during the day. It is tough, and I did 19 years of shift work, and I don't miss it at all. It sucked ass. It really did. I didn't mind the 4 to midnight shifts in the cops. I didn't mind that because you could mow the lawn in the morning and get a bit done around the house. But in the prisons, we did 12-hour shifts, and your days when you were working day shift, which was the majority of the time, it was a write-off. And when you're on night shift, it was 12-hour night shift, 7 at night to 7 in the morning, and you were just a zombie when you got home, and you just zonk out. And it used to take you a couple of days to get over your string of night shifts. It's bloody bullshit. We used to do 7 night shifts in a row, and the coppers hated it. It was a long week, let me tell you. You come in for your first night shift and you think, I've got 7 of these to go. My God, put a bullet in my head. Get well, Toddy for Pump Koala saying, "Get well, Kaz. Thinking of you, mate." From the Pump Koala, ex-Campbelltown boy. So, yeah, that's Kaz is out in Penrith, which I think's out Campbelltown way, isn't it? Yeah, so Graham Whittaker, g'day, mate. How are you? Hope you're all well. That's all I wanted to say. I'm not staying on, guys. I know you've all got stuff to do. I've got to get out the backyard and do a few things. So I've got our bathroom is nearly there, guys. We had our first shower in it last night. 3 weeks we've been showering out in a filthy old King's shower out in the carport, which has done the job nicely, I might add. But we had a shower in our beautiful new shower last night, but they've still got to put the vanity basin, hook that up, and the mirrors, and there's still a bit to go. They're installing the second toilet today. Hopefully the plumber's coming in to do that. The exhaust fan's got to go in, but it's looking really nice. It really is, and it's going to be beautiful when we're finished. It's going to be good to have that second toilet in the house. Roz is going to have her own, and me and Jamil are going to bloody have the other one, and then we can leave the lid up and not get in trouble for it. So, yeah, it's good to have that. And I'm going to go out and get into the backyard. Backyard needs a bit of attention, so I'm going to bloody give her a spruce up. And I've got a cook-up coming up soon, guys, and I think you're going to like it. It's going to be coconut curry chicken, but I'm going to do it on a homemade device that I'm going to make out of items out of the backyard. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to make something from shit lying around the backyard to cook the coconut curry chicken on in the camp ovens. It's going to be a good cook-up, I reckon. I reckon it's going to be an absolute cracker. So Andy Rich is saying, haven't done nights for 20 years. Say hello to Matt and Andy H. Haven't done nights for 20 years. Say hello to... so what have you... Morning, Buck, just finished a night shift. All right, so Andy's just done a night shift and he hasn't done them for 20 years. So that one would have hurt, mate, going back to do night shifts again. Michael Parter, hello and good morning, Buck. All the best. Kaz, speedy recovery. Yeah, absolutely. And make sure you can get on to In the Trenches with Kaz or inthetrenches@outlook.com. Send Kaz an email, send him a message on Facebook, guys, and wish him all the best, Dave, because he's sick as a dog. I don't suppose I found Roz's white sauce clip. No, but Graham, give us time, mate. I'm going to do another Dad's corned beef. I might do another corned beef, and we'll get Roz to make the white sauce, because I know for a fact you put butter in there, and then you put the flour, and you've got to cook. The trick is, Graham, lots of butter, and then when you put the flour in, you've got to stir it in with the butter, and you've got to cook the flour before you add the milk. Don't just put the flour in and then the milk and stir it together. You've got to cook the flour, and it's similar to when we do the coconut curry chicken. You'll see that we put the onions and the oil and that in, and then we put the curry powder in, and we cook the curry powder, and what that does is release all the fragrant flavors and all that. So you've got to cook the curry powder out a little bit in the bottom of the camp oven. Then you add your chicken in, and then you stir the cooked curry powder through the chicken. Don't just put your chicken in and sprinkle the curry powder over the top. Same thing with the white sauce, mate. You've got to cook that flour out before you add the milk, and it'll look like a big ball of dough, basically, once you cook the flour out in the butter and keep stirring around. It goes like a ball of flour, like you're making a pizza or whatever. Then you add your milk and keep stirring slowly, and it comes in that way. And then you can add grated cheese, obviously, and turn your white sauce into a cheese sauce, which is the thing. But yeah, we're going to do another corned beef, I think. And I'm going to do a Kim and Bobby Asser corned beef in the Weber. I tried it. You just get a corned beef, let it soak for a while, get all the salty water out of it, and then coat it in marmalade, bake it in the Weber, and it comes up beautiful and really good for cold meat sandwiches the next day for lunch or whatever. Absolutely thing. So got a lot of good cook-ups coming up. Gidgee Gorilla's coming up soon, guys. We're going to do some good cook-ups with Ken. When Ken gets up next, we're going to really hook into some cook-ups with Ken, because he can do some really good ones. If you haven't subscribed to Gidgee Gorilla, get on to Facebook, guys. Not subscribe. Get on to Facebook and like the Gidgee Gorilla page so you can keep in contact with my brother Ken on Facebook via the Gidgee Gorilla page, not his personal page, which is more for family and work and that. He's got a Gidgee Gorilla page up and running now. Oh, no, I didn't find me. There's another one, Andy, that I forgot all about that. Me porcupine meatballs. There's another one I'm going to do. Porcupine meatballs. They are bloody beautiful. I used to cook them for the kids all the time. Like big rissoles or meatballs. You roll them in rice and then cook them in a nice red pasta sauce type thing. And it just simmers away and the rice cooks. And basically you got like a big meatball, and it looks like a porcupine because all the rice sticks to it. And when you eat it, the rice is all cooked. And they're bloody nice. So there you go, Andy. There's another one. I've got to make a note of this. Porcupine. Porcupine meatballs. I suppose I can do that now that I've lost the old channel and I can't find those clips. I can that's what I'll do, mate. I'll redo them. What's another one I did? A paella on the Ozpig, paella or whatever they call it. Remember I did the chicken and chorizos paella. With sticky ribs, and there was a heap of cook-ups I did. Tarragon chicken. My old mate Dave Sly, who I went to his funeral last year. Dave's Tarragon chicken. That's another great cook-up we can do. So, yeah, I might redo some of the old ones that aren't back up on the channel. But the porcupine meatballs, Andy, thanks for. I've written it down, mate, so I don't forget, because that's a great camp feed. That a great one. It's just a one camp oven, so you don't have to cook rice with it because the meatballs have already got the rice on them, and it turns into a lot of rice when you put a heap of meatballs in your nice red wine sauce and that in the camp oven. A one-pot wonder. That's how you want to do it when you're out camping. Just one pot, serve her up, and then you've only got one camp oven to rinse out and wash up when you're out camping, and a few knives and forks or a few forks. That's it. So, Tony Purdy, g'day, mate. How are you? Just bloody come on to let everyone know Kaz isn't well, mate. So he's in hospital. So that's why we haven't heard from him. Hey, Buck, what about the Savoy things you did. Oh, the Bucks bacon and beef budus or whatever they were called. Yeah, that's another one I can do. Budus. You all know what a budu is? Budu and a moyu. It's Aboriginal language, guys, and it's rude. Budu. Oh, dear. A budu was a penis, basically. So Bucks budus, bacon wrap budus. I'll do them again. Toddy's right into his bloody swinging bucket. He's done a turkey, a chicken, and a lamb in his bucket. Thinking of swinging an eggplant parmigiana in the bucket in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to seeing that one. I reckon anything you can cook in a Weber or whatever with using heat beads or charcoal, you can cook in one of those steel buckets, mate. Anything you cook in an oven, you can probably do in a steel bucket. Yeah. So that'll be good. All right. That's it. Classic. Ricky, righto. Bucks Budus coming up. Damon Ridges at work, mate of mine at work. He was always, do Bucks Budus on your film clip. And when I did it, I dedicated it to, I think I actually call it Damon's. Damon's bacon and beef Budus. So it's just the big Savoy wrapped in bacon and what have you. I'll tell you what, they go well is the big thick Savoys that you can get at Coles, guys. Wrap them in phyllo pastry and just put some cheese and some nice tomato and chili relish or whatever, and then wrap them up, bake them in the oven, and I'll tell you what, they are absolutely beautiful. There's another thing. I'm starting to think of shit that I can do. There, Andy, my old bread and butter pudding. That come up really good. I did a bread and butter pudding in the camp oven, and I'll tell you what, that come up really, really good. Mum's bread and butter pudding. And oh, that is absolutely beautiful. Geez, I'm spewing. I got rid of that channel now, guys. Anyway. So be it. I can't get it back. There were some bloody good clips on there, and yeah, bread and butter pudding. Forgot all about that one as well. So anyway, I'll probably turn the Buckaroony channel in, just doing live feeds and mostly cook-ups and that now, guys. I might do the odd filming. Hopefully going for a swag camp over on some islands with my son next week. If the weather's okay, we're going to take my boat and his boat and go camping on some islands for a couple of nights. So I'll take the GoPro for that one. I think because I'm just with my son, I might run the GoPro around that, see if I can get a clip out of it. So yeah, I'll get back into it, eh? Get the old Buckaroony channel up, rocking and rolling. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I've got to go out and do some shit in the backyard. Finish me cup of tea. Hope you're all enjoying your week. I'll tell you who's fighting today. Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou, or whatever his name is, Andy, the bloody thing. And Tyson Fury's the heavyweight boxing champion, guys. And he's been, I don't know, I used to like that guy, but he's bloody been dodging a lot of fights and didn't want to fight Alexander Usyk and all this. And now he's doing all these, all for the money, fighting an MMA guy. Like, in boxing, MMA guys are very good. They can box, but they're not professional boxers. And Fury's just taken on these guys in his sport. And it's bullshit. It's like Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor didn't stand a chance against Floyd Mayweather. If it was an MMA fight, tide would have been turned. But the boxers are challenging MMA fighters to a boxing match. They're totally different things. Boxing's just a small part of MMA, isn't it? And there's a lot of other disciplines that come into it as well. Wrestling and bloody what's the Brazilian one? I can't. My brain's gone. So anyway, I hope the MMA bloke knocks Fury's head off. That's where I was going with that. I hope Tyson Fury gets knocked the fuck out today or tonight, whenever the fight is over in Saudi Arabia, because he's been dodging all the other ones. And Anthony Joshua, he's trying to get a big double header going. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, and the second fight is Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. That would be an absolute cracker. But Fury doesn't want to get in. He just wants to chase all these bloody fights with MMA people. I don't know. They should take the belt off him. That's my thing. Take Roz fishing in the mouth of the river again. I will when the weather gets good. It's not a bad day today. Once we get this, we got tradies and all that here, mate. We've got a plumber turning up soon and an electrician today. The builder's been and gone. He's done what he can, and he's just waiting for the plumber to turn up to put the second toilet in. So that's been going on for 3 weeks. So we're kind of, once our bathroom's all renovated, we can get back into a routine and hopefully get the boat out and all that type of stuff. So I do this with the porcupine meatballs. Get pork and beef mince, diced bacon, diced onion, rice, 2 eggs mixed together, roll into balls, mix in 1 large can of tomato soup and pour over the meatballs and cover. Yeah, exactly right. I had a cookbook here, the Rosella soup, and all the recipes included a can of Rosella soup, whether it was tomato soup or minestrone, and there were some bloody good recipes in that. Absolutely. I do them in I put mushrooms in there as well, Nicole. A big bottle of passata, which is like a spaghetti bolognese sauce, and I put in a can of diced tomatoes. I put olives in. I turn it into almost like a bolognese sauce and simmer the meatballs up in that and some red wine. So the diddly dong from Serena's on. Kane, how are you? Hey, Buck, it was my uncle's anniversary of his passing yesterday. Oh, that's sad to hear, Kane. That's sad to hear, mate. I'm not sure how many years ago it was, but that's sad news, Kane. Hope you're well, mate. And I'm sure you got some fond memories of your uncle, mate. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Catch you later. Pass on some good wishes to Kaz, please, because I think he needs all the love he can get at the moment. He's a very sick boy. See you later. End stream. Come on. See you later.